We are live, ladies and gentlemen, trying to connect to the web today. We got some issues. Let's see if this one will go. What's up, Jomo? How are you doing?
Man, first what happens is we have crypto, imploding on Friday. Now the stream is imploding also. All bad signs, yes. All all bad signs, right? I see now that actually it's live on YouTube, so we're good. We're good. We're good. It's live finally. CM, you told everyone to kind of say if they're wine, coffee. I'm already after the gym. Gym in the morning is the best coffee, isn't it? 9:30, I'm already after the gym, my man. That's how you do it.
Jim, or maybe bangy bangy with the wifey. That's a good wake up call. You know what is the best actually?
Well,
Cold shower, cold
yeah,
bath. Wake you the f up. Uh, and yeah, welcome guys. Say hi. Where you from? How you doing? How you doing the last couple of days? What's up with everybody?
yep. I see some people over here. European. I see the European around, which is good. What's up for everybody? CM, what a week we're having so far. It's kind of interesting. I want to ask you this, CM, right? Everyone is talking about the implosion on Friday and what does it mean, Trump and everything. But I want to ask you one thing. People don't appreciate these types of clues. In the past, let's say month and a half, right? So September and October now, right? We had in our own trading multiple 2 and 3 bangers, like 2x, 3x bangers, and some of the coins actually made a 10 bagger, like Mix, for example. Now, this type of behavior isn't something that we've seen in quite a time where, if you are fast to trigger on the strongest movers, you can get a double in a day. For example, the other day we traded a couple of doubles in the past couple of weeks, right? For example, the other day we had Age, for example, right? We're going to show the charts and we're going to show everything in a second. But when was the last time we've seen such good action?
This kind of a doubling and explosion.
Yeah,
I don't know, man, but that's actually can be marking a top. When the
that's what I'm trying to
when
say.
the coins going nuclear and when Binance, what happened with the Binance coins in the last 10 days since
Yeah,
October 1st, and even before that, all the
yeah,
mix hype and all the
yeah.
insanity. This is
Insanity.
they
Team
printed.
coins also.
Say again.
Team coins like Toot, like Alpine, like OG, things OG
Oh,
we traded, for example. Team coin. It was BNB ecosystem, team coins, and some exchange coins also went nuclear, okay, in the past month. And I'm saying what you're saying, that this is something that is underappreciated because on the one hand, it can signal, an alt season, but on the other hand, this sometimes happen at the last gasp of the market. I think the last time we've seen this type of action was in March 2024, right? So over a year and a half ago, we had 1 month where things like exploded. That was, the fake out on Bitcoin went to 74 when before it went back to 58. But that's when a lot of the altcoins, meme coins specifically, AI coins, which were the main narrative and sector leaders, topped. Right? Remember that?
what are you talking about? March?
Yeah, March 2024.
Yeah. We definitely have signs of like Bitcoin local top for the minimum. Looks like a local top. Uh, very unlikely that Bitcoin would just continue to the
Mm.
all-time highs like this week or next week after the last crash we had. You know, many people lost all their money. So think about that. You know, tons of liquidity just evaporated from the market. Okay, so
Mm.
that's not good. Markets move up, it needs liquidity to propel
Mm.
it up.
Yeah,
you take
yeah.
out you take out 1 trillion, or I don't know, like 200 billion, market will probably struggle a little bit.
I mean, you're talking in terms of a reduction of market cap, it's even worse than that, because yes, that's on the one hand liquidity, but that's let's call it realized a market cap. What did vanish? At least $20 billion in liquidations. That vanished into thin air. And I got one of my students, told me, we talked about the Friday implosion, and he said this. Yeah, let's discuss this for just 1 second, because I think it's interesting. So he told me, a lot of people lost a lot of money on Friday and Saturday, but some people probably made billions. And I asked him, why does he think that? And he said, because, hey, look, Atom, for example, went all the way down from $3 to 1 cent and all the way back up. And a lot of coins went 90%, 70% down, and then made a 10x back, and so on and so forth. And I told him that he doesn't understand the mechanics of, buying and selling well to understand it. Because in his idea, it went all the way back down. So whoever bought at that price, probably a lot of people, he saw bought the dip, made all the money. And I told him that because of liquidity, it evaporated, CM. It just went. There was no liquidity. So even one order could take it all the way back from 1 cent to $3. It can be as low as $1,000, because if there's no liquidity at at specific prices at all, then you will just jump back above to the first order where you have liquidity. Okay, so a lot of people don't appreciate the fact that a lot of people lost money, 20 billion at least in liquidations, but not a lot of people made money, because no one really bought this dip. This wasn't this case where buying the dip was propelling the price higher. This was actually an exchange type thing. The only people that made money are exchanges. That's what I'm saying. What do you think?
Yeah, and short sellers.
Yeah, and short sellers.
We made money on the crash.
For sure.
We shorted some coins,
yeah.
Made money on the crash. And yeah, man. Let's look on some charts. Okay, let's look on Bitcoin. Let me show you the Bitcoin and the Nasdaq. By the way, we started with the Nasdaq because Bitcoin is the ragdoll of the Nasdaq. Nasdaq, same, had a big crash on Friday. That was the Bitcoin crash as well. The Friday. Now it's having a fake phony bounce here. Looks pretty, it looks kind of cute. But again, it's still under the resistance here. It broke resistance. So we shall see if they will rebound or if it will continue lower. Okay, that's Nasdaq. The Bitcoin. By the way, Jomo, I'm gonna make a video that will scare a lot of people. Very oh yeah, I'm gonna scare a lot of people because I think the Bitcoin banana, the big banana. Okay, let's show you the banana here on the log scale. Oh, sorry, that's the log scale. Okay, you can see this is the Bitcoin banana. It's actually coming into an end. We're talking about 15 years of banana, which will probably terminate, I believe, this cycle, and and people are not ready. Most people will expect maybe a correction like we had, all 2020, 2014, what was this one? 2014, 2018, and 2022. But for me, I think it's gonna be something like what the S&P had, something like an ABC type of a cycle, a complete 4 years bearish cycle, because usually you had 4-year bullish cycle. Okay, now I think we're gonna go into a 4-year more dominant by a bearish view. That's my 2 cents. For the minimum, I think we're gonna have, man, we have some weird noises from your end. I don't know what it is, but anyway, this I believe is gonna send, it could be the end of the business cycle. Okay, most people don't even know what is a business cycle. Hey, they don't even know what is a 4-year cycle. They complete ships and they don't know what is coming. This could be the first Bitcoin business cycle. Let's call it the God cycle, okay, big cycle, because it's not really pulling back, okay, it's only up only market, all right. Now you're gonna have the correction of this cycle. That's what I think. That's what I think. And, and yeah, man, that's what I think.
That is a scary chart, CM. That is a scary chart, and that is a scary notion. And it comes in contrast to what everyone says. I didn't. I don't see this type of analysis too much, where people are trying to say, "Hey, look at this risk of ending a huge secular bull cycle," because you know, you, I think people got conditioned, CM, in the past 15, 16 years, in crypto, most definitely, but also in stocks, right? Since 2010, it's an up-only market. Okay, it's an up-only market. Every now and then you have like a short, cyclical bear market of maybe a year and a half, and boom, and then it continues up. Sometimes you have COVID, continues up. You have a tariff war, it continues up. People got conditioned that the market is kind of up only, but people forgot about the entire time, okay, the Nasdaq spent, at a certain level. Let's just remind people, what can happen. People must appreciate that this can happen again, okay? This is how, look, this is insane. This is insane, Sim. This is actually the QQQ. Let me just do the Nasdaq because it's a bit better, because you can actually see the long term. Yeah, I already have this charted because this is what people do not appreciate, CM. All this time from 2000 all the way to 2015, actually. All right. So it was 16 years. If you bought the top, you haven't seen your money back in 16 years. And that's not even inflation adjusted. But let's say you bought here, okay, for some reason. It took you 10 years. The new bull market only started here. You can say 2010-ish. This is where the bull market started up until now, and it's been up only, CM, kind of, okay? We haven't seen this long, let's measure this sideways action. This sideways action, okay, you can measure it either to here. It was 10 years here, 15 years here, whatever you want to measure it. We haven't seen this type of action in a while, but this is not something new. If I'll take, for example, the Dow Jones, because the Dow Jones is the longer one, you can actually see, we need to look at the log chart over here, because if not, it just will be unbearable to watch. So you can see that even in the log chart, man, it's kind of, this happened multiple times in the past. So this was the 2000s that we were talking about. We had this happen also here. Look at this long ass, kind of stagflation type from 1965 all the way to 1982. So that's almost 20 years. You had this happen here, after the Great Depression, so this sideways kind of action for a long time until you saw new highs. Now, we're not saying this is going to happen again for a magnitude of this type, because I do believe that the markets have changed, okay? They're not slow as they were in the past. But I do appreciate the fact that something like this can happen again. And even if it's going to be, like you said, only a 4-year type cycle, hey, that's still much longer than everyone is anticipating or talking about, or even used to. It's like, people got used to having food all the time, and all of a sudden, boom, they won't have any food. They need to hunt. No one knows how to hunt anymore, except us traders, for example. And you see this comment, don't scare us and whatever, right? What is this dude saying?
Mr. UK 6PP. Morning, guys. I'm new to crypto. To make 10K, that would be great for me. Well, man, if you're a newbie, we highly recommended educate yourself now before you lose everything. This cycle is gonna terminate very, very soon. If you're not educating yourself as a trader, okay, and really it will take you years to educate yourself by yourself. If you want to shorten the curve, you can click on that one and join our VIP. Because man, alone, alone you cannot really you cannot get to the level that you want. Bear market, you're probably going to lose everything because you're probably not going to short anything. You don't know how to trade. You don't know how to use stops. You're just going to buy and hold some rubbish coins your favorite moon boy telling you to buy, and you're probably going to burn everything. Yeah, man, that's what happened to
That's
newbies.
what happened.
Newbies, they come to crypto, they like a YouTuber, and they just buy blindly his morons picks. Then his coin going to zero. Okay, that's what happened.
Well, specifically, at this stage of the market, I believe this stage of the market is the stage where luck has ended. People cannot get lucky that much anymore. If you, for some reason, got lucky to get in at the beginning of 2023, you could have got lucky. Mr. Crypto Rob is saying, join the VIP. In the only a few days, I already paid for my month and the bootcamp with CM's trades. Of course, that's very true because CM, by the way, just to make sure people understand what we have over here, I'm going to share the screen for just 1 second so people can see what we had only this month, only in the past couple of weeks, okay? For example, take a look at this jelly trade, okay? This is from October 2nd, okay? The jelly trade, by the way, I'm gonna open the chart over here. We pyramided into it from 0052 3 times, okay, and it made 100% afterwards. I'm going to show you the chart. I don't get scared out of this chart because this was an amazing trade, and it only happened in 1 day. Okay, so only in 1 day this happened. Let me just show you now the chart as it is. Sam, I need you to approve this. For some reason, I can't approve this today myself. Okay, this was the entry. Okay, this was the first entry. We made over 120% in a day. Okay, and from the second entry, which was here, we made 116%, and even the third entry was a banger. Okay, so this was jelly. The first trade, that you can say was a banger. This is only for this specific month. Okay, and we have more. I'm going to share just a few more. CM, I'm going to need you to kind of help me this time again. So I'm going to share the trades, and later I'm going to show the chart because I don't want to do the ping pong. This is another one, the DOOD trade. This was the trade from the membership. This is something that you guys can, see if you join our VIPs, okay? This is the trade above the 6661. This made more than a double. I'm going to show you the chart in a second. Remember this, okay? Remember this area, okay? The 61 over here, 0061. And lastly, okay, another trade we had, age. Just, a few days ago, we entered here at the 0082, added on the 93, okay? This is just amazing trades, okay? Now, I need you to pay attention because you don't see this any day, okay? And you definitely don't see the YouTubers, only on people like us that know how to trade. This was the entry, okay? As I promised, just in a couple of days, we made astonishing almost 200%. And we took profits, of course. We took profits all the way up here, okay? The last one I said was H. Look at H just from a couple of days ago. And again, just in 1 day, these are the two entries in 1 day. In 1 day, okay, from the first entry, 156%, and from the second entry, we made 120%, okay? You can't make these things up. I showed you, this is from the membership, okay? So what, Crypto Rob is saying that you should join the VIP, he's not saying it for nothing because he saw these trades, okay? He traded this with us. Now, some people actually paid with these trades, not only a month, they paid a lifetime. And that's what we suggest you guys do, is actually take a lifetime because that means you're going to be with us for life. And in a month like this, boom, you pay more than just a lifetime with the ROIs you get from the trade. The ROIs you get from the trade. CM, isn't this an epic month so far? What do you think?
Yeah, man, absolutely amazing month. And it's not over. It's not over. Bitcoin is slow now. Maybe it's topping out. Who cares? Some coins on the next Bitcoin bounce will continue. So this is the time you want to join our VIP because you want to be positioned. You want to be ready. You want to be ready. You want to know how to buy the breakouts. You want to watch our market updates. You want to be ready for the next wave of breakouts because There is always another wave of breakouts. And if Bitcoin now start taking a big dump, we're gonna short it. Okay, we're gonna short Bitcoin. We're gonna short altcoins. So now it's the best time to join because you're gonna learn how to short and you're gonna be ready for the next breakout and not being holding rubbish that go to zero because your rubbish will go to zero. Okay, Mr. 110K in UB 10K, all the coins you buy, you already bought, for example, I'm telling you for sure, I don't know even the coins, but I'm telling you 100%, they will go to zero. They will go to zero. You need to know what to do with them, how to trade them, when to sell them, how to use. No joke.
No joke, man.
FFM, how you doing? If just drop me an email. Okay, we're gonna talk about it on the. I'm gonna send you my Telegram link there, and we're gonna talk about crypto payments there, man. No biggie, man. We have a lot of people pay for crypto. Just make sure we take crypto payments only for VIP or for lifetime. Okay, that means 4 months membership or lifetime membership. All right, man. Price prediction, Zemek Network. Here we go. Here we go. Jomo, give him the price prediction.
Okay, no worries. Price prediction on our baby, whatever it is, CM, probably won't make 100% in a day like Age did or like Jelly did in the time soon.
No
and that's
way.
that's why we always say,
No way.
don't hold them, don't hold the coin, trade them, because while you're holding, you lose so much, of potentially other trades. Look, so this is ZBCN, okay? I would argue that ZBCN kind of came without a huge scratch on the Friday implosion. Why? Because it got back into the trading range, okay? So let's say the trading range can be, it's bound from the upper level over here and the down level from here. So as long as we're within this trading range, okay, we're okay. Now, eventually, this trading range, CM, you know this better than anyone, is going to arrive to a conclusion. Okay, at one point or another, this needs to conclude where it wants to go. Okay, let's say Bitcoin topped and the market is going to go down. There's a big probability it's going to go down from here. Now, the worst sign can be if it breaks down, goes back up, retests, and make another lower low. This is going to be the worst sign ever for Zebek, for ZBCN network. And though I don't want this to happen because I love the ZBCN army, you are my people. I love you guys. By the way, like, subscribe to this channel because, if you like and subscribe, that means you believe in ZBCN because we did, trade all this mofo here and all this way up here. We love ZBCN. It makes our ROI, okay? But if this happens, then this is a no-no for us, okay? However, something else that can happen, okay, that is actually good is a conclusion to the upside, something like this. Let's say we have this horizontal resistance area at the 53, all this. You can see that it got halted, got halted here, got halted here, got halted here and here. If we arrive here, then create somewhat of a pivot before the breakout, boom, and break out of this level, okay, then we can potentially see new highs. Now, we will probably need Bitcoin to either stay within the range, right? So not go below 107 and definitely not below 100, or even go higher. We don't know, right? We have no idea what the future is gonna say. Is gonna do. But in this case, you can expect some higher highs. Again, it's all a matter of scenario planning. Now, I know so many of you are going to say, but Jomo, give me a price prediction. I want to know exactly where it's going as if I know the future. I will tell you one thing. If I would have known the future, or CM would have known the future, we would be multi-gazillionaires, okay? No one knows the future. The reason we're good is because we build scenarios, okay, and we trade with the probabilities. Right now, for me, I'm a 50-50 on ZBCN. Whatever it wants to do, CM, I will just follow it. Breaks down, I will short it. Goes up, I will long it. This is my plan for ZBCN. Now, if it does go up, and let's say Bitcoin goes up, we can get new highs. I will be very happy for ZBCN to arrive to, the 10-cent level, and maybe even the 15-cent level. I'm very, very skeptical about the continuation right now of this, market. And I'm going to be very careful about any predictions that can happen, even with stupid lines like, the fib levels, that they help you kind of figure out where something can go, because it does sometimes kind of work. But right now, I'm not worried about how high can it go. I'm worried whether or not it will even go higher or lower. That's where my concern is right now. What do you think, CM?
Yeah, man, you're referring to 1 cent, not 10 cent. 1 cent.
1 cent, sorry, 1 cent or 1.5 cents. My
Yeah.
bad. CM, thank you for.
This guy is calling for 50 cent. Is it possible? Anything is possible, but is it likely? You're probably gonna end up being the only one holding Zebek in the bear market. you know, careful, man, careful. FFM, I like how you guys talk simplified, not too complicated. I'll send email shortly. Thanks, just Sab. Cheers, mate. Sab, welcome to
Cheers.
the family. Zebek Kraken listing coming up. Yes, don't want to be the baboon zone. Yeah, it is today. It is today. Kraken listing is today. It was on their X. Absolutely. In my opinion, it's gonna be a sell the news. We shall see what's gonna happen. We shall see. Just like Jomo said, if it's a breakout, we long it. If it's a breakdown, we short it, man. We're here for
As
ROI.
simple as that, CM. As simple as that. People, too complicated. People, they're too complicated. They try to buy and hold as if that's the simplicity, but that's actually the complicated, because they always think, oh, where is it going? Where is it going, man? Kraken listing, this listing. I mean, when was the last time a Kraken listing was bullish for a coin?
I never saw it.
I mean, every time that a big tier one exchange lists a coin, boom, it's done. It happened on Caspa. It happened on Turbo, man. What else, man? The biggest coin.
It's usually bad for the coin, but we shall see. Maybe Zebek is a magical coin that will just blast to the stratosphere and go nuclear straight to 50 cents for this guy that looking for 50 cents. Good morning, Mr. Gloven. How you doing? How you doing? This guy, look, man, if you want to join the VIP, you have the link on the channels to join our VIP service. Very simple, man. You just take your finger and your phone, you scroll down to the description, you click on join VIP, where the link, and just join. Then you follow the instructions you get on the messages. We're gonna send you a messages on the WAP on the page. Check out the messages and just follow the instruction. Easy peasy. You're gonna be amazing. If you can't find the VIP, just scan this QR code. Scan this QR code and get yourself a membership. You can scan the QR code right here. Okay, what do we have here? A price prediction for Bitcoin. Look, Bitcoin might top the 120. Looks like a significant resistance. We'll look at it in a second. Let me see. What? Oh my God. Let me see. Let me look on the Bitcoin. The Bitcoin. Oof, 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 oof. By the way, Jomo, this is going to be a very critical month for Bitcoin. You can see 4 months in a row sideways.
Actually,
4 months in a row sideways, and the first ever probably 3 topping tails forming. Let's see if it will conclude like that on the monthly. That's gonna be, you can see the last tops were last cycle. You had only 2 topping tail or 1 major one, 2 topping tail. Here you have forming 3. We shall see what's gonna happen later. But this guy asked for price prediction on Mr. Bitcoin. Well, look, if it can't break 126 and hold above it, that's your top, my friend. That's my price prediction. If it can't break above 120, that's your top, in my opinion. Not a financial advice. I don't know the future. But yeah, that's my opinion.
It doesn't look good when a very important coin, okay, like Bitcoin, is trying 3 times in a row to break above the 120s and get smashed below it, CM. You know, while gold is ripping higher, right? So gold and Bitcoin, in some senses, right? Let's think about the narratives. In some senses, they are both considered like a debasement trade or a hedge against it. What's that? I don't even know how that happened. A hedge against
Debasement,
inflation.
debasement.
Debasement.
Uh,
Debasement. I don't know how that happened, man. I have no idea. The Mac sometimes does beautiful things. Anyways, and gold is ripping. Let's just, you know, indulge just for 1 second and just share what's happening right now with gold and with Bitcoin and why I think this is very, you know, important to notice. Okay, this is gold right now. Okay, gold is just continuing from one base to another, from one base to another. Actually, seems quite parabolic a little bit. Okay, quite parabolic, you know, to me. Just moving up higher beautifully, by the way, beautifully. This is an amazing trade for whoever took it. With a leveraged ETF, I think it was even better. And it's just moving, okay? You can see that in the past, even from this, let's call it base breakout from here, all the way here. So for the past 41, 42 days, okay, it's just been ripping up higher, okay? Remember, it's all people thought it's like Bitcoin is the new gold. It's the digital gold, the safe haven. But gold is ripping and Bitcoin is getting smashed. Okay. Now, is it getting very smashed just yet? No. Okay. But every time it wants to go higher to above 120, smash, above 120, smash, above 120, smash. And now it seems like the weakness is so inevitable, it just wants to go lower. Okay, so while gold is going up higher in price, Bitcoin is not doing almost anything. Now, on the other hand, you want to say, you know what? Maybe gold is winning the safe haven talk, whatever. What about, you know, for example, the Nasdaq, right? So, or the S&P, which are the risk assets. Well, risk assets have been going up, all right, from this level here. So for the past month and a half or a bit more than that. Also, they have been ripping for all this time. Actually, for the past 3 months, they've been moving up higher in price. So risk assets have been moving up higher in price here from a breakout level, while Bitcoin in the past 3 months was kind of going sideways. Okay, so the 3 months was actually from here. So in the same time period, okay, where gold, safe haven, broke out, Bitcoin lost the safe haven argument for now. Risk assets, stocks went up. Again, Bitcoin lost kind of the risk asset speculation narrative. Bitcoin is right now losing and just seems like a distribution dominant kind of chart, CM, where every time you try to pick your head, a big PP man, all right, is smashing it. Okay, now, again, does it mean that it's done? I can't call that. I can only say what we're seeing on the price action, what we're seeing in the comparisons in the chart. And of course, if you want more, okay, you want to see how we trade around all these things, because we have longs and we have shorts, we never miss on upon a potential opportunity, then just join the VIP, okay? Because it is hard to figure this out alone. CM and I both know that, because it took us multiple years to become, you know, consistent and very good eventually to where we are right now. And we are just here to shorten the learning curve for all of you. Shorten all the learning curve, right? So you can come, scan the QR code, join, and also CM, we have the boot camp coming, you know, in, let's say, in 7 days, so in a week or so. So next week we have the boot camp for people where we really teach. This is a 3-hour boot camp where we teach you. Included is a 1 hour of us talking about all our next mega potential trades, whether it's to the long side, if that what's going to happen, like the jelly, like the DOOD, like the AIDS trades, which we smashed, or even to the short side. CM is going to share some of the shorts he took, for example, on Caspa. I think he took it on Binance. He had a 90%, you know, potential win on a short on Casper, right? So it doesn't matter which side. We're going to share that for 1 hour also. So what you guys must do, if you just can't make sense of anything, just come join. This investment will pay back in multiples eventually. Okay, what do you think, CM?
Yeah, man. Just check out the details. You can scan the QR code. It's all written there. Check all the details there, guys. Easy peasy. Best bootcamp out there. Change life changing.
For
And
sure.
yeah, man. I think I'm gonna bounce. I need to go to the gym, man. I need to do some stuff, man.
Let's
Guys, do
go.
us a favor. Like the video, guys. Subscribe. Share it on your ex. Subscribe. Click on the bell. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.